Okay, I think I'm recording. Am I recording? Oh god. Okay. Extra brightness today. Hey! Okay. Let's get it. Hey guys, it's Mage here. Welcome to my channel. I'm Rachel. As you can see, I got a new poster. Shout out to Miles Morales. If you got that Spider-Man movie, let's be friends. So, for today's video, as you can see from the title below, I'm going to be talking about animes that I love to watch. Now, to preface this, I'm not going to name the most popular animes that people tend to watch all the time, like Bleach, Naruto, like Death Note and stuff like that, because or One Piece, because everyone already watches those. So I'm going to name animes that aren't so popular, or like they go under the radar compared to like people who watch Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So I'm just gonna name animes that like people don't talk about as much but are still just as good. So the first anime that I watched that I recommend to you, or maybe you've already seen and you love just to put it on your to watch list in the future, I suggest Hunter x Hunter. Now Hunter x Hunter is about a boy named Gon, and he's probably like 12 or whatever, and his dad left him when he was a little baby so he could be a hunter. Now the difference between him and like every other kid who gets left by their father, he actually admires his dad. Like, he holds no resentment towards his dad. He actually wants to be like him and be a hunter. So Gon goes to take the hunter exam, which is like a state or national exam where you can become a hunter, and from there you can pretty much go on these fights and make money and just become a hunter. Like, it's like a career. So basically he meets Killua, he meets Kurapika, and he meets Leorio. Excuse me if I mispronounced the name. So basically they each have their own reasons why they're taking the hunter exam, and the whole story just revolves around Gon trying to find his dad. So if you're really interested, if you like Dragon Ball Z, I probably assume you would like Hunter x Hunter. It comes with a bang load of fighting scenes, a lot of action, a lot of suspense. There's a whole bunch of villains, like I guess he has like this love-hate relationship with Hisoka, who's my favorite character in the whole series. I love Gon and I love Hisoka. If you like Dragon Ball Z, you love Hunter x Hunter. Now the next one that I personally love, if you love samurais, you probably gonna love this one. It's called Samurai Champloo. So Samurai Champloo is about a girl named Fu, and she's looking for her dad, who left her when she was a kid, and all she knows is that he's the samurai who smells of sunflowers. So one day when she's working in town, Mugen walks into her restaurant where she's working at, and he gets into a fight with one of like the richest people in town. And because the kid's rich and people listen to what he says, Mugen, if you know Mugen, if you watch the show, he doesn't listen to anything. He doesn't follow rules, and he challenges authority. So when he's like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do what you say," that prompts him to get the whole town to put him in jail. And then Jin walks in, and he fights for justice. He does what's right, and they both butt heads, and they both end up going to jail, actually. And Fu finds him. She's like, "Hey, I can get you out of here if you help me find my dad, who is the samurai who smells of sunflowers." And they're like, and then they go on this whole adventure where basically traveling around Japan looking for her dad. And the whole, like I said, if you like samurais, you'll probably love this show because it comes with a bunch of action-packed samurai scenes between Jin and Mugen. Mugen's a really strong fighter. He just doesn't move like a classical trained samurai. And Jin is trained, so he's, every move he does is precise, and their fighting style is really different, but they're both equally as strong. The whole soundtrack is produced by Nujabes. And if you know Nujabes, he's a Japanese producer, so it's like a hip-hop sound feel, and everything's really cool. So I love Samurai Champloo, so I would recommend it to you to watch. Next on my list is Iwatobi Swim Club. Now, Iwatobi Swim Club is an anime about this boy named Haru. So his name is Haru, and he loves to swim. Like, water is where he lives. He loves to swim. He's been swimming since he was a kid. And he joins the high school swim club in his school, but it's only him and 4 people. And in order to keep the swim team active in the club, they have to have at least 4 members. Yes, so his best friend Makoto, Nagisa, and then they meet a dude named Ray, and really smart kid, and they convince him to join the swim team even though he can't really swim that well, but they just need at least 4 people. So they basically, it's basically a show about how they form a swim team, and they all compete against their rival. He has a rival. Haru has a rival. They all grew up together when they were kids, so they all swam together, but they ended up going to separate high schools. So his rival Ray went to a different high school, and then the rest of them go to the same high school. But since they're on a swim team, they all compete against each other. So basically, it's like a competition-based anime about swimming, friendships. Very well drawn out, very beautiful graphics. I love it. Now the next one after that I watch is called Fairy Tail. Now Fairy Tail is it's popular anime, but I don't think it gets as much shine as like compared to like One Piece or Naruto and stuff. It probably does, but like I feel like people don't talk about it as much. Now Fairy Tail is an anime about a girl named Lucy, and her skill is summoning, and every town has like a guild, and she wants to join one. That way she can become a high base, like a highly skilled magic user. So she joins a guild reluctantly from being friends with Natsu, who's part of Fairy Tail, which is like a very popular guild where it's like very wild, but they're very close knit. So she basically joins their guild and becomes friends with Gray, who specializes in ice magic. She befriends Urza, who uses sword magic. So she's probably like the strongest one after a couple people in the whole guild. And Natsu's a fire base. He was raised by a dragon, so his fighting style is based on fire. He can consume fire and spit it back out. And basically his power is kind of like a dragon. So like how he can spit out fire and eat fire and use his fist to fight is really good. I personally love it. Some of my favorite. And oh yeah, and Happy. I forgot about Happy. Happy is Natsu's little friend or pet. But he's a cat and he uses wings to fly, which is ironic, but that's his magic powers. But yeah, if I suggest everyone watches Fairy Tail. Like I said, it has a lot of action. All the characters have their own magical powers and very strong. I suggest everyone watch Fairy Tail. Let's get it. And next is Megalo Box. Now I just heard about Megalo Box like last summer. It just came out. And if you're into boxing and like Creed and like, you know, combat like that, I'm sure you will like Megalo Box. Now this one is about a dude named Joe. He doesn't really have a name, but he calls himself Joe. And loses fights on purpose, so fighters can win and compete in tournaments and stuff. But one day he decides, you know what, I actually want to try out and win. So the trick is everyone fights with like gear. So it's like everyone's like has like gear that they wear, and like enhance like your fighting skills. So you know how like in real time we have gloves. They use gloves and this gear that like enhances your speed. It can make you hit faster, and it can really pack a punch. So he doesn't have money for gear. He meets his rival in passing, who's like one of the top fighters. He says, "I will climb up this, you know, the tournaments and fight you eventually." And the dude's like, "Alright, cool." So he trains and moves his way up the fighting tournament. He basically works his way up to get in the tournament without gear. They call him Gearless Joe because he does really well without gear because he doesn't have money. Until he gets money, and then he gets the gear, and then he fights. And it's really good. It's really good. It's like it has kind of like a dark tone to it. Be really good. I loved it. Me personally, I love the fighting scenes that they had because it looked like actual boxing, and you were actually cheering Joe on, because you wanted him to win. But I love it. Next on my list, one of my favorite animes ever. I'm so glad I don't know how I came across it. It's called Trigun. Now Trigun came out in like the 90s. But girl, it's really good. Really good. I recommend everyone to try Trigun if you haven't seen it. So Vash the Stampede is a young man who's a very skilled gunman. He has a gun like implanted in his arm, and he also has a gun that he carries. So he carries two guns, one handheld and one actually built into his arm. So basically the story is about him and his brother Vash, and his brother's name is Knives. They're both enhanced aliens created, I don't know what they were created for, but they're both enhanced like alien species. And what happened was they grew up on a ship, and Vash grew up very nice and loving humanity, and Knives grew up hating humans because he finds out why they were created and he hates humans for it, so he wants to kill them. So what happens is Knives makes like the ship crash and kills all the humans on it, and then tries to get Vash to like get on board so they can like take out humanity. But Vash is like, no, I like humans, and Knives is not. So they eventually separate, and Vash is just trying to find his place in the world and, you know, be happy and be nice to humans, and Knives is trying to kill people. Well, basically Vash, what's it called? Very skilled fighter. Never misses. So if you like old school like gun range, like I guess Cowboy Bebop, and what else are some old school stuff with it? It's very Western because it takes place in the West. Everything's dry, and he so he meets these two insurance girls called Meryl and Millie, and they're assigned to him because he destroys everything and they're in insurance. So they're trying to make him not destroy things, but he always ends up doing it. It's always by accident because people are trying to pick fights with him because he has a high bounty on his head. So they're trying to kill him. But the twist is, even though he has a gun and he never misses, he doesn't like to kill people. So he carries around a gun, but he doesn't like to kill people. So if he does shoot you, he'll probably like shoot your arm or something to where like, you can't move, but he will never kill you because he believes all life is he believes all human lives should be valued and they're important. So he doesn't want to kill people, but you carry around a gun. So it's weird. So it has like a weird twist to it. He's very sweet. He likes to give people chances, and because he's not exactly human, he lives like for a long time than normal people. But because he meets like cool characters like Wolfwood, who's this mercenary who works for the church. He carries around a gun too. But he doesn't mind killing people. So he works for the church and kills people. And Vash doesn't, but he values human life. So it's just good, girl. It's really good. It's a short series. You can finish it really quickly. But I recommend it to everyone who likes like action and guns and Western cowboy style. And he's a very lovable character. He has this nice red long coat, carries his guns, and oh god, he's just so quick. I love it. If you're into gun smoke and stuff, you like this one. Next one is One Punch Man. Ow! One Punch Man. Whoa, child, I love this one. It is so good. I think it just came out recently, so like it's like really coming up, you know, in the popular range. But basically, One Punch Man is about a kid. His name is Sato, and I love the way they drew him because his face looks so dumb, but when he's like when he gets into like his fighting phase, like he gets like really like I'm coming to kill. I'm coming to kill. That's right. Coming for that weird girl. Try me. That's my boy. So Saitama is this dude who's training to be a hero, and he gets really strong to the point where like he can knock things out in one punch, which is why the show is called One Punch Man. As he's climbing up the ranks to become a hero, he meets this cyborg named Genos who wants to train. He like worships him because he's like, oh my god, you were so strong, be my master and train me. And he's like, alright. And he's wondering where he gets his strength from because he looks like an idiot. Like he looks like his head is bald and he wears this yellow outfit with a cape. and he's just like, but when he gets serious, he can kill you with one punch. And Genos is a cyborg, very strong, enhanced abilities because he's a robot, and he's just, you know, trying to be a hero just like his master. It's just hilarious. If you like comedy and like action-packed fighting and just overall good fighting scenes, you will love this one. It's a good show. Last but not least, it's not really an anime. It's not really a cartoon. I don't know. I would put it in the anime category because the style is kind of similar to anime, but this last one I'm gonna name is Legend of Korra. It's kind of underrated compared to the anime that came out before it, which is Avatar: The Last Airbender. But for those who know what I'm talking about, who followed the Avatar series, this was just as good as The Last Airbender. They're both different avatars. Aang was more like poised and based on spirit and wise, and Korra's more like in your face, punch, and uses her fist to get to the point. But yeah, Legend of Korra, you watch Avatar: Last Airbender, basically the series is surrounded by bending. So everyone in the world can bend at least one of the 4 elements, and each element is surrounded by like different tribes. So there's a Fire Nation where you bend fire, Air Nation where you can bend air, Water Nation where you can bend water, and then Earth Nation you can bend earth. Next one, Legend of Korra, it takes place years after the Avatar series, and she becomes the next Avatar. She's born from the water tribe, so she bends water at first, and then she eventually learns all the 4 elements. So basically, compared to Aang, she's more headstrong, more fighter, gets things done like in your face, compared to Aang, who's more like, let's think about this, you know, let's pray, let's meditate. She's more like, nah, I'm going over there, we're gonna find out exactly what's happening. And that's exactly what she does, which is why she's one of my favorite avatars. But basically, the story takes place where like she basically moves to Republic City and learns how to become an avatar, hones her skills as a bender. All 4 seasons are all out. I have them on DVD. I watch it all the time. Each season comes out with like a strong villain. Season 1 was Amon, and he's probably my favorite villain. Amon's probably my favorite because he was just the most poised and strong. And if you watch Avatar, they bring back old characters that you'll probably be familiar with. I love the show. It's really good. The bending, I think, was probably better here in terms of action-packed and good scenes to watch compared to the first one. But I love it. And they even give like a background like the first Avatar, which is Avatar Wan. And he's basically the one who started the whole Avatar cycle. So if you like Avatar, you like anime, you will like this one. I'm going to include all the animes I included, I talked about in the video in the description box. So you can just click on the time marker and see which one you want to see and watch. I'm not going to do a time marker. You can just scroll through the scenes, girl. You got it. Yes, like I said, thank you if you got through the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. This video is probably a little longer than probably should have wanted to make it, but like I said, you can always fast forward and see which animes you want to watch and check out. And if you see this video, probably like, oh, I watched that, or oh, I want to watch that. Just check it out. Like I said, there's so much anime out there. You're bound to at least watch one or check out one of them, or at least see if there's something you like. Oh my god. Excuse the brightness. The sun is literally right in my face. Sunshine. Alright, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, subscribe if you want to see any more of my future videos, me acting a mess in this on this channel. I upload videos every Sunday, so if you want to see this face, subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. I don't have an outro. I probably should get one. But who has time for that?